This is actually beautiful. That's how I want it. From now on, there's going to be Sunday live readings. I will pull a card and I will give you the energy spectrum for the next week. I'll try my best to make it every Sunday. So Sundays, basically oracle readings. Also, that'll prepare you for future readings. In my store for girls, I have the Tzolk'in calendar, the Mayan calendar. Basically, original timeline, but you have to check your individual kins and look at the kin, like the 20 solar kins. Then you know in what hour you will be in. So it's perfectly translated and calculated into the dial. I produce these. 1 year guarantee, quartz, elegant, high quality watches. So, but we want to get into the energies pertaining this week because it's getting precise now. Pardon my throat chakra. Can you hear me? Like if you can hear me, just to give me like a thumbs up or something. I don't know if I can even see that because I do this from my pad. So I'll begin reading to you what is pertaining to you. And this is specific. So when I do readings to people, okay, cool. Thank you. So that's why sometimes I tell people like when my readings go from 180 to 360, 500 and up, has to do with because I'm going into specifics that regular readers do not do. I combine I Ching, I go into the cosmology, cosmic aspects, and audio very low. Yeah, maybe that's that might be because of your settings. That's weird. Let me see. The audio seems low. I'm gonna increase this here. Does that make that audio louder? I'm gonna just be close to the camera. I can add. I can attach a mic to. That is interesting. Let me check this real quick. How's the audio when I speak into this louder? I just want to figure this out here. We can build something maybe to make it better. Okay, good. So I know where the microphone is, so I'll adjust accordingly. Pardon me. We can do this. So I'll create something like filter that will reflect better when I'm talking. Good, 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 good. So I got this. I got this. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now, again, in my store, the Tolkien watch, you cannot find that online. It doesn't exist in the world. Like I channel the most unusual stuff. So let's get into. Let's get into. Pardon. This morning I drank this smoothie. So, the oracle for this week says what you have to look at is what is it in your life that is exciting? What stimulates you? What influences you? And write down to what do you have a strong attraction? Bring together what belongs together. For those who have to meet, meet. Those who feel an attraction that need to meet, it doesn't matter what status you're in or where you are in the world. You need to meet, you need to be in communication because these are God particles they want to meet now because we're going towards critical mass. Meaning the conscious leap that we're all getting it. Then the sacred river mountain, place where sacrifice is offered. So, what are you sacrificing and for what? And what is the outcome? and is it worth it? Then you need to find a place of creative transformation. That's very important for you. So the myth for the change, or the story of the time, goes as follows, and these are little riddles, but also to perturb the higher self. There's heaven and earth, then there are the myriad beings. There are the myriad beings, then there is man and woman. There is man and woman, and then there's husband and wife. You see this metaphorically, not contractual per se. There is the friend having a friend. There is the best friend. Then there is the mother, the daughter, the father, the son. Then there is the leader, and then there is the server. Are you leading or are you serving? Or is your leading the serving? This is deep. Really, really contemplate. Contemplate is the best way of meditation, because contemplation is meditation and concentration put in one. So the best thing you can do is really sit and ponder about what you're doing and what you've been doing and where you're going, and that is called contemplation. I'm working on a new website, and there will be courses, also energy activation courses, where I will draw memories up out of your system, and we will touch certain pressure points. I'm learning that right now, and then really have a physical effect on what's going on with you. So there's a leader, there's a server, there's an above, there's a below. There's an above and below and above. Then there's a place to perfect the rights and nourish the righteous. And then there's a place where the opposite takes place. Okay? And these courses will be getting deep, because what I will also do is, and I bet you don't know anybody, maybe some know that. It was a fly, sorry. To activate the gene codons in you, and also find out what amino acids relating to that you really need. That's better than any diet can anybody ever channel. So I have this weird fly here that's attracted to my t-shirt. I'm trying to get rid of it. Sorry. This is about uniting in spirit this week. And this is for everybody that's online right now. Accept this and use the energy of conjoining. Like it was said, put together. I gotta make sure that everything here, this is a little bitty, that everything that needs to stay together actually will stay together, as is foretold. Conjoining is an image of the sacred sites, the river, mountain, places where the spirits dwell. That has to do with what the original energy is, okay? Then there are places where rituals are offered to influence and attract and connect with the spirit and bring union among people. Places where the Wu, which is the flow of the original spiritual energy, intermediaries call and contact the Shen, which is energy that you carry. So I'm try to get rid of this fly for a minute. These people are really, really busy here. Let me see if that works. This is really disturbing. Give me 1 second. So I'm gonna just use this to swap these boogers. So, what do we have? The base of the sun tree is where the new sun is based and set on its journey. So the term here, to influence, to join, To feel an influx is feel what needs to be put together, feel what needs to be experienced, feel what you need to speak about, connect, make contact with. The response, your response, or the act is uniting in your spirit, making an offering, and you will succeed. So you must engage in saying, this is what I can offer. If you want to talk to somebody, bring gifts. You will succeed. If you want to raise, you want to talk to your boss, find something personal that you know your boss likes, and you will get your raise. That's the energy right now for this week. So, advantageous trial leads to harvesting. Okay? Right now, sorry, I have to do this because of the flies. Too many flies going on. And so the way for you to harvest now is also open. You had the spike of the summer energy very, very up, very, very, very high. Now it's coming to a drop as fall energy is coming in. Accumulate, staying home more. Could also mean that a bunch of friends that you try to contact or connect with or flirt with or hook up with or whatever, it doesn't even work. They do not connect, they do not hook up, they do not flirt. Well, let it go. It is not for you. You have to demand that people meet you at your standards, meaning meeting you where you are so you can meet them. Anybody getting fresh, obnoxious, or misusing, or they're uninvited and they speak up, or share an opinion and you didn't ask, not needed. You don't need that. Okay? Um, for the males right now, as we see the Me Too movement going on, embrace the women. Okay? Wise words are spoken, the way is open. And the women shall not wage war, clear what needed to be cleared, like as you see the ongoings. And then everybody walk their path, so it shall never happen again in a way that is not wanted. In relationships that you are in, take your ego back a little bit and listen. But again, wise words must be spoken. Niceness must be exchanged. It's not about joking. Sorry. Or derogatory influx or I'm channeling this, so I'm not having a script, so give me a moment. This is about we coming together in peace and sharing what we feel in peace. In a way that is agreed. Like if both have to give each other consent, I agree to listen to you, and I agree you to hear what I have to say from here. Okay? So, excite, stimulate, influence, mobilize, strong attraction, connection, bring together what belongs together, touch, move, transform, trigger all, totally universal, harmonize, unite, conjunct. Literally a broken piece of pottery, the two halves on which were used to identify patterns within us. Bring together so this cup can be filled again. The character suggests the great who united the 9 provinces and cast the 9 vessels. That has to do also 9-dimensional aspect of self coming in. This is in the I Ching. Okay, I'm bringing this forth with what I know in the mix and what makes sense with what you understand. Pervading influence of the sacrificial act and the spread of the spirit blessing. So If things don't move as quick as you want them to move right now, that is okay. Do your little thingies and be patient, but produce, do the work, do not stand still. It's important that you keep it motivated. Okay? Let me see what else we have here. Conjoining. Okay, uniting spirit. This week is a big topic. Mists above the mountain, conjoining in the spirit. So, see on Hawaii, when you look at when you're in the volcano range, which is like 100 miles from us, and you look into the volcanoes, to the top, you see the mist, and you can't see. That's a symbol for as the spirit conjoins. You don't really know, but you have to trust in the coming together and then moving forward. And then when the mist removes itself, you see the mountaintop and actually the path is clear. That is your harvest. Not in a bad way, as in energies that the skills you've put out, everything this year that worked, like look at it, look at the demographics of psychological self, in depth, in truth with who you are, and the healing shall commence. And the harvest is, oh, okay, now I can actually benefit from this. So don't rush, know how to control maneuvers, and concentrate on the business that you're doing right now, your job, okay? Your job is to do a good job right now, not to criticize, not to be on anybody's bone. Like, everybody has to play their role until they find out where they're going. Whether it's the elect, whether it's Kanye West, whatever Muppet Show characters we look at is who's the puppet and who's the puppeteer. The wise one knows. And when consciousness is developed, this also shall cease to exist, like clouds being dwarfed by the existence of the sun. Okay? Let's see. Transforming lines. So some of you, there's change at your workspace. Flow with it. Go with it. It is for the better. Have a sacred space or a sacred place at home. If not, do or create. If you don't have an altar, create an altar. Very important. Let me see. Yeah. Watch out for traps. So the advice is don't trip, and if you trip, catch yourself. That depends on where you are in life. Let me see. It is time when the noble spirit uses emptiness to accept people. So there's nothing for you need to be doing, but being. Sorrow disappears. The trial is wise words. If you go away from wise words and wise conversations, you're in trouble because you're not going anywhere. Like very clear right now, stuff is being split into where are you, where are you going, what are your aims, what are your goals. Try to make this as short as I can, but I'm already 18 minutes in. So the card for this week is the Moonstone, which is the Mother Goddess. It's the Master Crystal Deva Lunlael. And this is the card that I have pulled. This is like a starseed activation type tool type deal, like stuff that you can't get in any regular store. We have to go out there in order to go where we actually need to be going. So we'll give you an activation prayer, and then we look at to the healing journey for this week. If it's not every week, then you'll see me every month, but I think this is important for you. So, a wise mother of the earth, I am. Take my hand and let me guide you. Invite me to walk within, beside, and around you. I only go where I'm called. Open to the joy of emotion. I will teach you where the pure language of the feminine spirit lies. Let my flowing lunar embrace fill you and initiate the path of compassion, nurture, and motherhood. In the deepest, darkest forest of your emotional being, I am the light in the clearing. I hold the key to completion on the feminine path of ascension. So there's a lot of feminine energy right now that we have to pay attention to that is important. Together, let us carry the light of your soul into the emotional body, leaving harmony and balance where once was turmoil and pain. So what was in the past shall no longer be, and we address if we see patterns that came from that, especially for the women, especially for those that bit their tongue for too long. No more. The goddess exists in all that I touch, inducing the love of feeling where once stood fear. Together again we will walk by the light of the moon, through the clouds of your completion, into oneness reaching up. We will touch balance and absolve the sun. Receive. Okay, receive. And to wrap it up is your healing journey today. The goddess is at your door. It is time to open your heart and feel. Moonstone comes to you when it's time for you to feel truthfully open the door to your emotional self. Feel. Don't think. Many of us believe we are already doing this, but living in a constant emotional state is not a true feeling. It holds no mastery, discipline, nor understanding. Moonstone asks you to sit and feel, just sit. Don't label. Think, don't act. Don't do anything outwardly with that or announce anything with that. Feel your feelings, search your feelings, know who you are with what you feel. Contemplate. That sets things in motion that will already change your codons and your perception. Just as things arise, so they fall away, and where we are able to surrender and be happy without attachment. This is the path of the goddess, and only those that embrace it may wear the lunar crest. Remember, a feeling is only a feeling while it is felt, experienced. Once it is recognized by the mind, it is a thought, no longer a feeling. Spend some time around the ocean if possible. In the coming days, call and ask the Lady of the Lake to be by your side. See her rise up and stand with you. She is always waiting and will help you at this time in your life. The affirmation for you for this week is Mother Goddess embraced, feminine spirit recognized, emotion realized. The keywords to activate you in this reading, and this is just 1% of things that I do. Mother Goddess, what does that even mean? Divine Feminine, what does that even mean? Emotions, the moon, the hidden, that what we don't really share with the world, or we don't really feel like sharing with the world, that we are vulnerable, we are weak, we can be attacked, what's what here really, I don't really talk about it. Oh, how are you today? Oh, I'm excellent. Not everybody is that, and you know it. Lunar energy, the ocean, okay? If you haven't done a vacation this year, I suggest ocean, 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 ocean. Cycles of life, crying, emotional release, surrender, compassion. The sacred stone of Isis, you may want to Google that. Palace of Athena and Aphrodite, very, very dominant. Also, if you have, for the females, stronger menstrual cramps than usual, cinnamon and honey mixed creates an enzyme that relieves the uteral cramp. That is the processing of the past emotion of that last month, and all your lifetimes coming through you right now makes it less painful. Okay, the recipe is cinnamon, the spice, and honey. Make it organic honey and mix it for a minute. That creates this enzyme that decramps the uteral Tang. The animal interesting, because I'm also this Hawaii energy, is the turtle right now. The essential oil is made Chang. If you enter essential oils, find that. So let's see. The feminine energy is at the tip of the chin. So that's the entry point for the Moonstone for you to communicate there. Okay? And that concludes the reading for this week. What to look at and what to pay attention to. Let's see if there says any aspects. Yeah, see, there's an aspect flying in here, which is I didn't pick that. It picked itself. This says conscious feeling. Be alert when you feel. See, when I do stuff, I sit down, like I created these, interestingly, for around this time, I created these watches not for the males first, I created it for the females first. So you have the designer watch for the original cosmic timing for the feminine people first. And then it's also interesting for me to observe what moves faster, the watches for the girls or the watches for the guys. That tells me where the feminine energy is. And it's not just business talk, you can look at everything. Pardon the sound, we have a low flyer here. But that actually concludes the reading, and I'll try to do it every Sunday. Energy is good, and this is for you. So, coincidence, turtle energy. You know, I mean, this will stay now, but this is how this begins. This is how the set begins. And stay away from the politics, the polished tricks. Stay away from the trouble. Follow what excites you. Follow what you enjoy, you know. Don't make bad jokes because you still have hate. It doesn't work. Like if or things that you can't solve, let them go. Don't chase. If things don't respond with you or for you, it's going to be dissolved in the sun. There's nothing that you can do. See, right now, I can't rise the sea level by 400 feet or drop it. So why pursue that? So see that in your mind. Understand a feeling is a feeling while it is felt in the moment. Let it pass. When it becomes a thought, it becomes an entity. If you give that entity in control, the entity can try to control you and make you act it out. That is unwise to do. Every thought is a spirit form. Depending on how you feed that thought, it can become an angel or a demon or a trickster. You design with responsibility your entire world. Everything that you agree to, you ultimately have agreed to. Everything you decide to not agree with anymore, you're not, you're dissolving contracts. Forgive your past, so the past can forgive you, and that also dissolves timelines according to Dolores Cannon. The timeline will dissolve if you dissolve whatever beat you have, that you hold on to it. What doesn't come to you won't come to you. What doesn't speak to you won't speak to you. Only that what decides to show itself in joy and in love and with respect will come for you. Don't chase dreams, because chasing dreams is like chasing horses. If you decide this year that you have the money and the plans to go somewhere, do it. Otherwise, you sit at home in the same old thing and you're not doing it. And then you have to look at yourself, why is it that I'm not doing and what's preventing? Ultimately, you. Nobody else holds the key to salvation but yourself. Nobody is guru, nobody's above you. What I do is just give you an inspiration that you can make the change and get up and say, let me arrange it this way. And if it's the mortgage or bills or you're behind on tax, whatever, regulate what you have started. Don't blame or curse the system. You have created it, you have started it, you have put it in gear. We all know that money doesn't come from the barter system. Don't devalue what you have created. Put a different value on that. Am I going to buy Revlon lipstick, or is it a nice crystalline pyramid that I want to gift a friend of mine because I like him or her? The choice rests with you. On that note, I wish you a blessed Sunday and thank you for your time. We had a ton of people here, and hopefully it's going to blow this up. Energy reports every Sunday by Arcturus Ra with everything there is to know, and we're not sugarcoating. What did Rakim say in the 80s in one song? He thought I was a donut. He tried to glaze me. I came through the door. I said it before. I never let the mic magnetize me no more. Stay conscious. Stay real. Feel all there is to feel. Don't act out feelings. It is unwise at the time. It is time to harvest. So put up product, produce, open an Etsy shop, get in, produce. Like also the planets are kind of like trying to harass you into your own expansion so you can make more than you made before. If somebody's getting fired or his stuff is on a risk, but guess what? That's the universe moving you into maybe you need a better job. Less work, more money. Money is only the amplifier of abundance. It doesn't matter how they tax you, where they move you, how they make rules. You can move into a different area. Nobody's stopping you. Have your stuff in order. Have your papers in order. Do not rattle the establishment because that doesn't work. That is useless. Do the good work. Produce the good conduct. Keep track of what's good. Make sure your cookies taste and the children are happy and everybody can celebrate. And with that, I love you very much. And I see you most definitely on the flip side. Now let me find that offline button here so I can go and make breakfast.